Hi, my name's Will Lintern. I am a specialist fielding coach, and today we've been working on developing powerful and effective throwing arms. The things that we've been exploring and working on is just throwing from different angles. So thinking about how it's not just about having a perfect technique, but how can we throw from multiple different arm slots, and how can we use the back leg effectively so we can put force into the ground and then throw as hard as we can. Think about not just how creative you can be with space, but how much freedom you can give the young players to try different throwing techniques. Can they throw from a knee? Can they throw after a dive or a tumble? Can they spin and throw whilst not seeing the stumps? From the skill side, it's also been great to see how many times the kids have been able to hit the stumps, so direct hits, big smiles, but also their athleticism and the way they move to the ball and the way they just end up having more powerful throws. The more they move their feet, the more powerful they are with their step, the better their arms look. It's amazing how when you allow young players especially the freedom to be athletic, to move around, the technique and especially the power that comes out of their throws that sometimes are restricted when we think too much about, well, what's the perfect angle that my arm should be at? Give them that freedom. Don't worry about, does it look perfect? Is it textbook throwing? Just let them have some fun and explore fundamentally throwing it hard, throwing it far and trying to hit the stumps as often as possible. We're now going to do 4 exercises that for me are very specific to throwing so that we are more prepared for throwing, followed by 1 example of how we can supercharge our shoulders, and then we're going to do 2 drills to help us be ready to throw. So there's a stage process, right? Have a dynamic warm-up, do our throwing stretches, supercharge our shoulders, then 2 prep throws or prep throwing drills so that our arm is ready, and now we can actually start throwing. We're going to practice a reverse throw. It's exactly what it says on the tin. We're going to throw it in reverse, not backwards. So if we think about this, forwards throw would look like this, and then reverse throw is here. What did I say earlier about where my head needed to be? Behind what? Belly button. So that's where it's going to be because we're going in reverse at the end, not the start, right? So if I throw this forwards, head's behind my belly button. Now when I throw, my head is in front of my belly button. So if I go in reverse, head is behind belly button. Happy so far? The 2 mistakes that we need to watch out for, that we need to be careful of. 1 is chucking it backwards. It is not a chuck down. No bueno. We need it to go high. So think about taking your hand to the sky, okay? But the other thing is, it is not, and I mentioned this earlier, or Harry might have mentioned it when he talked about our arm position, everybody is a sidearm thrower, meaning that when we throw, our hand and elbow are in line with our shoulders when we throw. If you throw over the top, all that happens is you tilt your torso this way. Same as if you throw underneath or a sidearm sling, you tilt your torso this way to drop your arm. Towards the end of the session, we are going to practice being comfortable throwing from this lower slot because speed is important. We need to get runouts, and if we always get to this perfect position, it's not always going to be good. Right now, let's just focus on keeping our elbow in line with our shoulder. So therefore, what I want to avoid is this. I would not throw. I don't throw like this, so therefore I'm not going to throw backwards like this. Think about slinging it. So 1 more demo before you have a go. Ball by my foot. I'm going to pick it up and sling it backwards. Head behind where? Belly button. What I want you to do is we're all going to go at the same time so that no one accidentally gets hit by the ball. So can I borrow yours real quick? When I say set, all I want you to do is be down on a knee and have the ball by your front foot. Then once everyone's in that position, I'll say go, you go throw the balls, and then I'll say pick up, and everyone can go grab the balls. Cool? Awesome. 1, go. Pretty good. Let's go get the balls. And you can check for yourself that your head is where? Behind belly button. So when you finish, give that little pause here with the arm up and just check, hey, did I get my head behind my belly button? All right, here we go. Set, 3, 2, 1, go. Slap my hand and then throw. Okay, do a practice. Slap my hand. Again, slap my hand. Good, now you're going to throw. Here we go. Set, 3, 2, 1, go. If it's landing at the bottom of the net, see if you can get it to land head height. See if we can get a little bit more height in our throw. Much better. Brilliant here. 1, go. So just make sure that thumb doesn't come down. So all I want you to do is think about slapping my hand with your hand. Ready? So back of your hand, slap my hand. Go. Again. One more, harder. This time I'm going to take my hand away and you're going to throw it. Okay, last throw here, everybody. 3, 2, 1, go. Much better. We are going to do my personal favorite throwing drill now. So what is called the Marshall drill. The setup is going to be your back foot is forwards. So I'm a right-handed thrower. So if I was going to throw to this net, my normal setup would look something like this. But for Marshall, we're going to go back foot forwards. I want both toes pointed towards the net. And then I want you to load your hips so that you feel strong, whatever that might mean to you. Certainly some type of knee flexion, but you don't need to be all the way down here. Maybe your foot's a little bit wider, but just so that your legs are strong. From here, I'm going to get my throwing arm up with the ball, and I'm going to twist and throw. And it's that simple. There are a couple things that we need to layer into the drill, so I'm going to give you 5 throws, and then we'll add in those things. But the first thing here is ball up, twist, and throw. 2, 1, go! That's it, very good. Okay, grab those balls. We're going to work on our front arm. Why is our front arm important to throwing? Yes? Directs the ball, helps me with accuracy. Anything else? Use it to aim, good. Anything else?
It keeps you balanced if you're going off
I like that, very good. So we've got balance, we've got aim, accuracy. Also there's an element of power, right? Power comes from the ground, and it transfers to the middle, but in order to get power, we have to rotate. We've got to rotate fast. This arm is going to help me aim, but when I throw, it's got to come in order for me to throw fast. Now let's get this aim right. Can you get into, assume that I am your throwing target. Please don't throw the ball. But what I want you to do is get into space. You don't need to spread out a lot, but just enough so you can see me, so that you can then get into your normal throwing position. Don't worry about Marshall real quick. Show me your normal throwing position. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Can you make sure that your arm is pointed to me so that we're accurate? And what I would like you to do is take your arm and point your front thumb down. Okay? Now what you should have is a line that goes eyes, shoulder, elbow. If your arm is bent, then it's the target. If your arm is straight, then hand is in the line. I don't mind which one it is, whatever you feel comfortable with, but everyone should have that line. Okay? Happy? Relax. You're going to do it again for me. 3, 2, 1, go. So now that you have your line, what I want you to do is you're going to turn your thumb up, and I want you to watch your elbow. Do it again. Thumb down, make sure you've got your line, and now turn your thumb up, and watch what happens to your elbow. Notice how your elbow is breaking the line. Right? Everyone relax. So we have this wonderful line that's going to help keep me close so I can be accurate, I can throw on target. And then without doing anything, without taking a step, without rotating, all of a sudden I'm already breaking my line just by having my thumb up. Okay? Is it possible to keep a line with my thumb up? Absolutely it's possible. But it's so much easier if you just have your thumb down, because your shoulder naturally wants to stay closed until boom, it's time to rotate. Okay? So, we're going to practice this with Marshall. Now what I want you to imagine is there is a pane of glass in front of you, right in front of your nose. And when you throw, you're going to smash it with your front arm. So I'm going to get this ball, I'm going to smash and go. It's really important here that we do smash it, because if we just point our arm and tickle it, we don't really load our hips and our shoulders. What's the difference here? Okay, so if my pane of glass is here, if I just point my arm at my target versus if I smash that pane of glass, it helps me load up my hips, it helps me close off my front shoulder, and my thumb is down. So now I can unwind. So again, here we go. Back foot forwards, smash, and go. As opposed to tickle the glass. I want to smash and go. Smash. Good. Smash. Smash. Excellent. Smash. We now have 3 balls. So when we throw, we're going to make all 3 throws and then go get our balls. That make sense so far? So the first one is going to be called rocker or no stride. So you're going to get feet wider than shoulders, about the same distance as you would do for a pickup. If you're not sure what I mean, just give yourself a little half volley. Set your feet as if you're going to make a throw. So now you know how wide our feet need to be. From here, Our feet are going to stay into the ground so that we have that strong, stable base. But we're going to rock forwards, then we're going to rock backwards, and then we throw. My back foot is going to stay plugged into the ground for this throw. There will be others where we release the back foot. But again, feet wider than my shoulders, forwards, backwards, throw. One thing I want you to be mindful of when you're rocking forwards is I'm trying to use my hips, not my head, to rock forwards. So it's my hips and my knees that are taking me forwards and backwards, as opposed to just tilting. So one more time for you before we start throwing. Forwards, backwards, throw. Cool? These do not need to be hard throws, just like I showed you, yeah? Forwards, backwards, rock. Good, awesome. Go. Grab your balls, come see me. What I want you to think of is that there is a giant spider on the ground, about the size of your hand, right next to that cone or wherever you're going to step. So that when you step, we're going to crush that spider. It is no good to me if we just are a bit too gentle and just touch our toe before we go. I need to kill this spider before we throw. I still want nice, easy throws, but because we're using the ground more, we're going to start getting a bit more power. So I want to see that back leg starting to come through. So whereas with our rocker throw, or no stride, just before, we were stepping forwards and backwards and throwing with our back foot in the ground, now with step back, you can see your back leg start to come through. But I just want that back foot off the ground after you throw. Cool? All right. 3, 2, 1, crush it. Excellent. Go grab your balls. Even more. Great step. Powerful step. But just think about how can I, with the heel, right? Really plug it into the ground. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yes. Much better. Much better. I'm seeing a couple things across the group that I just want to use this moment so we can be really clear and really specific on making sure. The goal for me with a good arm is that when your front foot is down, your arm is up. And so sometimes what I see happen is we think about having a textbook throw, which I've heard different people and I've seen different demonstrations where we have this kind of long arm behind us because that's what we think works. And I've seen some people doing something similar today, but different things. But the point I want you to recognize is if the essence is time, anything that is too long, we're wasting time. That includes too long an arm, but it also includes taking 5 steps. Right? When we get to pickups in a second, I need you to take 2 steps, not 3, not 4, not 5, 1 or 2 steps in order to get rid of the ball. So for me, almost all of our throws on a cricket pitch, because we're close enough, we can have a relatively short arm action. So a short arm action would be if I was to pick up something that looks like this, as opposed to having to have a really long arm action. Okay? It's this long arm sweep that just, it burns. Like, it might not feel like a lot, but it's 1/100 of a second, 1/10 of a second, and that is the difference between a bat over the line and not over the line. So how are we going to fix it here? So for step back, excuse me, I just want you to think about having a slightly shorter arm action. So make sure what you can think about is as you step back, we're going to just delay this arm so that when my front foot hits, so bam, step, when my front arm hits, I'm trying to catch that arm at the top and being as short as possible. So this is what it should look like, okay? So I'm going to hang my arm down as I step back, boom, then my arm comes up as my front foot hits the ground. But what I want you to avoid is trying to get too early here, like having my arm here before I throw, because that's just not capturing the energy we're looking for. Nice and loose, step, and then as soon as my front foot hits, I'm going to let my arm be as quick as it can be. 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure you're in control of your body. So what I don't want is you jumping back, and we twist this way. All right, I want to make sure we jump, catch ourselves, and then go. It's also important that we don't rush, because if we rush, then we're not driving that spider into the ground. So when you jump back, crush that spider. 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. When you throw, after you've thrown, just step towards the net. That's it, okay? Ready? Here we go. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. You did it. That's it. Well done. 3, 2, 1, go. Not bad, not bad. On that jump back, just think, how can I put more force into the ground, right? The more I can crush that spider, the better I am as far as going forwards. Next progression, we're adding a shuffle. So we've had power from our throw, and we've got power from where? The floor or the ground. We now need some momentum in the throw. So we're just going to add that with a shuffle. So now you probably need to be a good shuffle away from the line so you don't bump into your partner. We're going to get side on. We're going to get strong in our legs. Then we're going to take one shuffle away from the net, then one shuffle towards the net. And we're going to throw. Now we're going to start having some real power in our arms. So I'm expecting to see that back leg starting to come through. Your options are either that big leg kick like me, where it comes up and over, or you can simply just follow your ball to the net. Excellent, very good. 3, 2, 1, go. Good. 2, 1, go. For me, when I go around cricket and I think about the players, not just in cricket, but in baseball, like those world-class fielders, the difference between someone who's, a good fielder and who's great at fielding is all about the attention to detail and how much they pay attention. No matter how much you pay attention to playing a shot off of your front foot or your cut or maybe how you bounce the ball off the seam if you're a seam bowler. That level of detail we need to have in our approach to fielding. So when we're giving ourselves a half volley, let's make sure, first and foremost, that we are chest on. Question. If this is the ball that I'm going to field, how many times in a match do you think I'll field it like this? Hopefully not, right? So why is it that I reckon somewhere between 80 and 90% of us are doing our half volleys like this? Good question. I don't know. It just happens. Because we just think, I'm going to do a half volley, I'm going to make a throw. That's probably what happened. You can still, and you should still have, probably 1 foot forwards. Because if I'm attacking this ball here, I'm going to get that front foot forward. So we are going to make sure that we are chest on. Next question. If I'm fielding this ball, do I want to field it 2 hands? Or do I want to field it 1 hand? Put your hand up if you think 2. Put your hand up if you think 1. Did anyone think 2? No, okay. Who thinks 1? Remind me. Why 1? Why 1? Quicker to set it up rather than pull it back with 2 hands. Any other reasons other than speed? It's fairly important that we need to secure the ball cleanly, because if you fumble the ball, run out chance is gone. Is that fair? All right. Is it better are you going to field it cleanly with 2 hands or 1 hand? More likely 2. Okay. But what did it say? Speed still matters, right? So there's going to be times when speed matters so much we have to pick up with 1 hand. But let's just do this. Just assume a routine ball's hit at me in the field. Okay. So it's hit at me and I'm throwing it roughly forwards. We're not going to worry about crazy angles. My goal is to secure it cleanly and be quick. So tell me which is faster between these 2. Here's 1 with 2 hands. And here's 1 with 1 hand. Which is faster? Let's go again. Here's 2. Here's 1. Who said it? What did you say? It's the same. When the ball's hit right at you and the ball is between your feet, it is the same. So we might as well field it with 2 because it's safer. When are we going to field it with 1? If it's outside of my feet. If I'm chasing the ball this way to my left and I've got to get to it, then if I'm trying to get a run out, then I probably need to field it with 1 hand so I can spin and throw. Because if I go 2, I'm going to have to tumble. Tumbles are super important. We should have time to practice them today. But you might miss a run out if you tumble. If I'm going to my right, then I might pick it up one-handed, so make a quick throw on the run. Fingers crossed we're going to practice that today as well. But if I go 2, I'm going to tumble or slide. Run out opportunity might have gone. So here's what I just want you to remember is, can I pick it up 2 hands between my feet, 1-handed outside of my feet? Cool? Can you go do 3 more? And let's just be really specific. What did I say? Chest on, and then we're going to go 2 hands boom, before we come up and throw. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 1, go. Next one. Ready? Go. Next one. Ready? Go. Now the way how we do it, what I mean by lower slot. So if this would be my normal action, a lower slot is any time I drop my hand. And what did I say earlier? In order to drop your hand, something else had to tilt or lean. Head and torso, okay? So we're going to set this up. We're going to make it easier on the ground, because when we get to the tumble throws, we're going to use the ground. So if you're going to put your back knee on the ground. So that would mean if you're right-handed, your right knee is going to be on the ground, and your left leg is going to be straight, pointed at the net. If you're left-handed, it would be the other way. Left knee on the ground, and then your front leg is straight. It's really important for this that I want your leg straight, not bent, right? Because if you bend your leg, what tends to happen is you just go back to your normal throwing position. I want this leg straight. From here, all I want you to do is think about skimming a rock across a pond. And then from here, we throw. Cool? All right, let's go. And go. Good. Again, last one. Tilt and throw. Good. Grab the balls. This one drill here that we're going to do where we're throwing, following a tumble, you're going to feed yourself. But the other ones, you're going to have a partner feeding you. So the quality of the feed is dependent on how good our fielding practice can be. So we've got to be good teammates. Right. First things first, we're going to throw after a tumble. The setup is going to be knee down on the mat, leg out to the side. Okay, so whichever way you're rolling, you're going to put knee down, leg out to the side. Your trigger is going to be hands to the mat. At that point, you're then going to roll off of the shoulder that's closest. So here we go, hands down, tumble, and then from here we throw. At speed, we go knee down, leg out to the side, 3, 2, 1, go. Or if we go the other way, knee down, leg out to the side, hand is my trigger, leg out to the side. If you're here at this station, you are going to start side on to this set of stumps, okay? As opposed to front on. You're going to be side on. If you're right-handed, the ball needs to come this side. You're going to roll it sort of to that red line, so I can come in from here and throw at the stumps. Now here's the key. What did I say? Velocity, accuracy, speed. A mistake that we make is we think we have to have a strong base and everything's got to be perfect. So when Finn rolls it into that red line for me, the mistake we make is we stand up tall to be perfect. But this time that we waste by standing up tall means that that bat might get over the line. No run out. So instead, what I want is for you to stay as low as you can to the ground. Remember when we were here, head over. Think about that same position. So when that ball comes in, I can try and stay as low to the ground and have that quick release. This one is the most straightforward, but just so we're clear, one of your partners is going to feed you a ball from out in front. Yep, on the floor. We're going to attack it, come up, and try and make a throw. Happy? Where are we trying to field the ball? Inside of where? Our front foot, right? So when that ball comes in, yep, run me the ball. Make sure you don't let it get too deep. Make sure that we are attacking it. Yep, here it comes. Field it inside that front foot so that we can make that throw. When did I say was a good time for us to field the ball with one hand?
When you're close and you need underarm.
When I'm short, when I'm close, and when it's on the side. So we're going to practice fielding the ball to our side. So if you're right-handed, You're going to stand, make sure you guys can all see. You're going to stand with the cone to the left of your foot so that your partner, let's just do a little practice here. Can you kind of aim for that cone roughly? See if it bounce or roll in. If you bounce or roll. So I can feel it here. Okay, if I'm left-handed, we back up this way. Right, then I would need to be this side so I can feel the outside of my foot. Does that make sense? Now we're going to figure out how we can throw. So the way this is going to work is going to be a spin throw. So it might be helpful if you guys, if you come here to where the crease is, at this end. So we're trying to spin and get rid of it. Again, should look something like this. Now you notice, which side am I missing to the stumps at the moment? This way. So let's see if I can adjust back, try and get closer to. So I missed the other side that time. So if you find that you're starting to miss side to side as you're spinning, then just start trying to focus on the other side of the stumps. Don't try and get to a perfect position, just change where you're aiming. So for our last station here, we're trying to have 2 quick steps. So my partner here is going to aim for the blue cone. Go for it. But what I want to do is field it with 2 hands and see how quickly I can go from this position into a throwing position. So it should look something like, ready? This. As opposed to taking a couple steps to line up and be perfect. I want you to be quick. So again, one more time. Think about 2 steps. So wherever I field it, I want my back foot to go where the ball is, front foot as close to the target as possible. Here we go. As opposed to having to be perfect every single time. Good? You're probably going to get about 4 minutes per station, so we've got to go quick. Yeah, we've got about 3 minutes per group, and then we're going to rotate. Right, here we go. Go. Awesome. Grab balls, I'll grab stumps, and then now you can jump in.
So you can start a little bit lower when you attack the ball, yeah?
I genuinely mean this. Tremendous effort today. My first time working with you is absolute pleasure. Your focus, your attention, your effort throughout was amazing. And I genuinely mean this. Please give yourself and everyone else in this group a round of applause. It was awesome.